The devil. Every solo stream, as the space has a full-on defendable roof, of course including roof peaks and auto-turret coverage, and a great shooting floor. And not to mention, it's quite tanky for its cheap price, and although very compact, there's easily enough space for duos. And this base features one of my favorite starters, as it's cheap and easy to slap down on wipe, and has a ton of space for boxes and furnaces. This base is extremely simple to build, and I'm giving you a step-for-step guide on how to do it. And it can be expanded in many small steps, so you can adjust the base according to your wipe's progression. So I'd say we get straight to the build tutorial. So the start of this base can just be a normal 1x1 if you want to, but you can expand it to one low foundation and one triangle one, as this is very spacious for the cost, and you can place 3 furnaces in the triangle foundation, and the 2 squares can be used for normal placement like your workbench, bag or boxes. To expand, just add one other low triangle. This one can also be surrounded with half walls, and you can add another 3 furnaces. So in your core by itself you have a total of 6 furnaces. And of course add some half walls so you can place a triangle frame, a triangle roof for a jump up, and in this jump up you can of course place another triangle roof for a shelf. On the shelf you can later place some boxes or maybe even a very well placed auto turret. Now for the next step, go ahead and add some honeycomb all around the base, like shown in the video. Now after finishing the honeycomb, or even before, you can build the walls exactly like shown in the video. This adds a whole second floor. For some people this might even be already the finished base, as if you just plan on building a very small one, this is perfect. Now move on by placing either a shop front or a window, and next to it you can place your door, and of course a garage door as your airlock. And on top of your door you're gonna want to place a ladder hatch, and it's recommended to place the ladder hatch in front of the door, so the ladder goes in front and adds as another layer of protection in, for example, an online raid or just at another airlock. Now let's move on to the interesting part, and that is of course the shooting floor, inclusive roof peaks. This is fairly difficult to explain, so I built it extremely slowly so everybody can follow the video exactly, and if you follow the exact steps then you shouldn't have any problem. Inside of the shooting floor I really like to add a bed, and you can add up to 2 beds for respawn points, and next to beds I add stuff like locker and boxes for kits and guns of course for quick respawns and defendability. Now moving on to the roof, I like to place 2 triangles over here to add an auto turret beneath, because the auto turret is covering most of the roof and it is protected from two sides. And now just go ahead and add a few more roofs and triangle roofs around your base. And if you want, you can add another turret. This can be built in, as it's just sealed in a little bit to make it harder to destroy, but it's not necessary, you can just leave it there. Now in the core you can just make some normal box placement at your TC. I think all of you can build it by yourself. And on the second square you can pretty much place what you want. I recommend of course your workbench, a few sleeping bags, and if you want you can even add a boxes or a campfire, or maybe even a research table and a repair bench. It's up to you. Moving on to the square on the second floor, it's basically just a 4 large box loot room, but instead of one large box, you're going to be placing a large battery to power all of your turrets that will be placed in your base. So it's actually fairly simple. I recommend upgrading the wall frame to metal or leave it to wood and upgrade to stone later, as this makes the placement a whole lot easier, but if you follow the steps you shouldn't have any type of problem. Now on this shelf you can add a few boxes for some more storage if you need so, but I like to add a very nasty placed turret, as this can kill raiders extremely often because a very unsuspected turret. Now on this square it's recommended to place a locker and a large box and maybe even a bed. The large box is of course for dropbox storage, and the bed and locker is for fast respawns next to your door to head out when you die. Now this is very optional, but I like to add another layer of honeycomb on this side because some people just like to chuck in rockets from the front, and that would make raiding it a whole lot harder, and it just looks better to be honest, because you can make a pretty sick jump up, but a normal jump up will do fine too. Now as your wipe goes on, of course upgrade the main core to high quality metal, especially the piece that is sticking out because you can't honeycomb it, and the rest of the base to normal metal if you have enough. But this is also very optional, as the space on the stage of stone can also tank about 8 rockets, which is quite decent. So that's all for the video for now. If you'd subscribe, then it would really mean a lot to me and help me out, as we're slowly approaching the 1k subs and we only need 50 more, so please help me out on that goal. But that's all for the video for now, so see you next time.